want, like the heart of this podcast is to be like, listen, whoever is listening out there, you're not alone in your feelings of inadequacy.
No.
And you're not alone in your daily grind. We are two working moms.
Right.
And we are heavily involved in ministry. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, like we want to say the right yeses for the Lord. But we want to give him the glory. It's for him ultimately. And we want people to get closer to him because of the things that we say here, because of the way that we get real and honest and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you kind of shared. So let me just say a little bit more about you if I can.
Okay.
So Sarah, you are a working mom.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 3 amazing kiddos, a wonderful husband who is a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite things about you and I is that we love to talk about Jesus together.
Yeah.
And that I could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours with you about him and about our lives. We have some things in common.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the backwards of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with your dad, kind of you growing up with a dad who's a psychologist and now being a pastor's wife. You know, you understand things a lot of times in the way that I understand them. Mm-hmm. We think very similar about things. Do. And so you were a natural, I know why the Lord put you on my heart. And I'm so glad that you're with me today.
Yeah. I'm excited to be on this ride with you. You said we think a lot alike. It's funny because we think alike. I think our husbands think a lot alike too. So it's really funny.
I'm going to learn a lot about your husbands.
Yeah, you will.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
Yeah. We'll have to bring up the panties in a wad story at some point.
Oh, at some point.
That is just a perfect picture.
Yep.
Of you seeing me and Ryan, your husband, seeing my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah. Just buckle up. Just
buckle up, buttercup.
Buckle up. Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah. So I'm going to share a little bit about you then.
Okay.
So you are a licensed clinical social worker. Mm-hmm. So you're a legit expert of an armchair session. Yeah.
Trying to be.
Yeah. No, you are. I'll toot your horn for you. And you love your family fiercely. And you have 3 kids. Our kids are close in age, but you've got 2 girls and a boy, and I've got 2 boys and a girl. And one of the things that I really just love about our friendship is, like, I feel like from day one I've learned from you, just in how you listen to people, how you pay attention to people. I think one of the very first interactions we had, I'm going to tell this story. So we both started at Vertical, our church, at the beginning, like near the beginning. Not you were there before we were, but when we were in the elementary school where we were meeting, we didn't have much interaction. But we moved to the middle school. We were growing as a church, and I was pregnant with my 3rd, and you were not yet pregnant with your 3rd, but we did have an overlap. So it was right before you got pregnant with your guy. And you caught me. I remember you had on this blue, like, jumpsuit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah. You were a hot mama.
I was about 40 pounds lighter.
You were a hot mama. And you caught me in the hall taking my kids to V Kids. And you were just like, you looked at me and you were like, you got this. You got this. I want you to know that you got this. Something just super encouraging about me. And I was kind of wrangling and I was pregnant. And I was like, you just saw me as a...
I have no memory of this.
No. Well, here's the thing. Probably not, because that's who you are. You notice the women in the room.
Nice of you.
You notice the women in the room. No matter what's going on. Like, you're so intentional with people. And we could all learn so much from just watching you move around a room.
That's very kind of you.
And I have experienced firsthand the touch of Rebecca's shoe. And I'm like, I just remember feeling like, oh, she saw me. Like, and I had always seen you from a distance, like I knew, but it was like the way that you spoke to me felt like we had known each other for a long time. Like you were so warm and just so, like, it was so easy for you to just say the thing. And I'm like,
you're saying too much.
well,
You're saying too much.
It was just a moment. And that was really my first real interaction with you. And I was like, I want to be her friend. What group is she in? I know.
And then,
and then we led a group together. I don't know, but it was after the kids were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's us.
Yeah.
In a nutshell. I mean, there's a lot more. I could say all the same kind things that you said about me, about you. You have really been there for me quite a bit on this journey. But here we are.
I know. Yeah.
And, you know, I shared that quote with you, and I'm going to let you read it, because I think when we decided to start having conversations about, okay, what's it going to look like? You had your own journey about, because you see things very differently than I see things. This beautiful set is because of your eye, not mine. I would have been like clueless without you in this area. And so that is something you bring. I mean, you are a fantastic eye, and you're a fantastic designer. But we knew, both of us right from the beginning knew it's going to take a little bit of time. And I read a quote to you the other day, and you were like, oh my gosh, this sums it up for me. Do you want to read that?
Yeah. Yep. It's by Brene Brown.
And I thought it was from Theodore Roosevelt.
She did. She said it from Theodore Roosevelt. And I was like, wow, he really was just so amazing. And then yesterday she told me, she's like, by the way, it was Brene Brown. I was like, okay. It did sound a little more current than Theodore Roosevelt. But listen, it's a universal truth. Vulnerability. Take notes, y'all. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control of the outcome.
Yeah.